through our decision making and through our thoughts. And so I invite you, if you choose, to know with me that underneath everything that seems to be going on, this is a world of peace. Peace is the natural state, the harmony of the universe, which is always yearning to be in expression through us, as us, and for us. Just like love. And so today I invite you to think of someone that you love, that you are concerned about. And so I know and declare that peace is the truth. It's the truth now. It's the truth always. And I accept it right now in my heart. I know that with spirit, all things are possible, including this. And so I turn my treatment over to the divine, knowing that this thought has already taken hold. It is already the truth. I give thanks that this is so, and I invite you to accept this truth along with me if you choose, by saying together, and so it is.
Thank you, Reverend. I release and I let go. Let the spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith, I see the light. I am free in the spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. I release, I let go. Let the spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith, I see the light. I am free in the spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God.
And I am happy to welcome everyone here in this room and also online to the Center for Spiritual Living Carlsbad, where we understand that there is a power for good in the universe and that it is greater than we are, but that we can use it. And so I would like to kind of begin, as we usually do, by inviting Ashley up to come up front as we light our candles this morning. And the whole idea of lighting these candles is just to let us center in and acknowledge the underlying spirit and the divine unity of all. So first, we light a candle for life. Life is everywhere present, flowing through each and every one of us. There is only one life. That life is God's life, and that life is our life now. So please affirm with me, I am life. We light a candle for love. The birth of love happens within each one of us every time we make room for the Christ consciousness within our hearts and recognize our unity. We are points of love within the heart of God. So please affirm with me, I am love. We light a candle for light. The light of God is the presence and the power. We are always walking in the light. We radiate the light of God wherever we are. So please affirm with me, I am light. And we light a candle for beauty. We are made in the likeness and image of God. We are each whole, complete, and beautiful, just as we are. We accept the beauty of God's perfection as our perfection now. So please affirm with me, I am beauty. We light a candle for joy. Joy is the very nature of spirit and the true essence of each of us. We celebrate the joy of our own rebirth in the God consciousness. We each bring joy to the world. Please affirm with me, I am joy. And we light a candle for peace. Today and every day, we open our hearts to peace. We are each a center of peace in our world, so please affirm with me, I am peace. And finally, I'd like to invite you each to just take a moment and recognize your own inner light that is always shining within as we each honor our own metaphysical path of wholeness, oneness, and mental healing through the practice of universal spiritual principles. So thank you, Ashley. So I just have a few announcements to share today. You can look inside your program and there's more information in there. But I want to welcome everyone again, and especially if you're visiting for the first time, invite you to make yourself at home, stay for fellowship, and please be sure to sign our guest book in the lobby if you'd like to receive our weekly email. Inside your program, you'll find information about requesting spiritual mind treatment for the healing of conditions and a few other notices. But I want to make a few special announcements. So somewhere I have a flyer. Here it is. In the lobby, we have these flyers for our Saturday special event. And most of you know that Johnny and Daryl are putting this on as a benefit to us. It's free, although we'd love to have donations benefiting this center, but they're doing it all. All we have to do is tell them we're coming and then show up. That's our whole responsibility. So in the lobby, there is a sign-up sheet for RSVPs. I know some people have already told them online and click, but it's easier if you're just here, just write your name, that would be great. They have to tell the setup people how many chairs to put out and like that. It's going to be held at the Carlsbad Senior Center this Saturday at 3:30. It's only from 3:30 to 5. It should be very interesting. So I want to say, there's some kind of a saying, I can't remember exactly what it was, but it was something like, if you want to be famous, you need to leave home, or something like that. You won't be recognized in your own little town. And I think it's often true that when we know each other, we take each other for granted, even though in this little group, we have a lot of talented people. And so Johnny Bruce, who you know, because he brings the best casseroles to potluck, right? So he's famous for that.
And cakes.
But he also is a highly trained medium. And so he's going to be giving a talk about how it works, what he does, to sort of, because it's not something I ever talk about. I don't really know much about it, but you know, if he's doing it, I know it will be interesting, and he's going to do a demonstration. So if you're curious, if you'd like to come, please sign up. The sign-up sheet is in the lobby, or pick up a flyer, and there's instructions for signing up online. And if you want to invite a bunch of friends, there's plenty of room in the auditorium there. So the other thing I want to announce is that next Sunday, Reverend Maureen will be in town, back from Hawaii for a couple of days. And so she will be our speaker. So if you want to see her, please come. She'll also be with us on Saturday. So the next and most important thing, I just want to say thank you to all our volunteers and also to the people who came early and got roped into volunteering. Everything looks so nice because of you. And because of me, I brought the flowers today, so yay me. Jan Green was our greeter today, so thank you, Jan. Larry brought a huge amount of trees, so thank you, Larry. And Jim and Larry are working on our video recording and live streaming today, so thank you. So then I also want to thank Jan Sherburne, who is in the lobby, working behind the scenes. And you haven't seen me, but let's also thank Dave, who did the setup today. So you're going to see him at the end if you stay for a while for fellowship. And most important, I've asked you to sign up for our event on Saturday. I'd also like to remind you to sign up to be a volunteer next week when Reverend Maureen is here, or one of the weeks in July, because I always forget to ask, and then it's like, oh, oops, now I have to do it through email. It's a lot easier if you could just sign up today. So now, moving on, if you would look inside your program, on the right-hand side is our group reading. So let's read it together. God is all, both visible and invisible. One presence, one mind, one power is all. This one that is all is perfect love and perfect abundance. I am an individualized expression of God. I am ever one with this perfect life, perfect love, and perfect abundance. Thank you, and I'll turn it over to Andrea and Billy. Oh, we're gonna stand, right, for group song. So if you wanna stand, now's the time. And now's the time for me to turn off my microphone.
So the lyrics were in your program, and if you need to, there's one there too.
Yeah. I woke up this morning with my mind stayed on spirit. I woke up this morning with my mind stayed on spirit. I woke up this morning with my mind stayed on spirit. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Dancing and singing with my mind stay on spirit. Dancing and singing with my mind stay on spirit. Dancing and singing with my mind stay on spirit. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. And I'm walking and talking with my mind. Let me hear you. Stay on spirit. Walking and talking with my mind. Stay on spirit. Walking and talking with my mind. Stay on spirit. Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah.
Okay, and now I'd like to invite Morgan up to give us a reading for the day.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Happy first day of summer. And can everyone hear me, even in the back row? Carolyn, things good here? You can hear? Okay, good microphone today then. We have a short reading today that fits on one screen. It's by Albert Einstein. In 1940, he said, "If one doesn't play a part in the creative whole, he is not worth being called human. He has betrayed his true purpose." Whatever there is of God and goodness in this universe, it must work itself out and express itself through us. What we do is of supreme importance to all humanity, to history, to human destiny. And so it is.
Oh, Why you look so sad? Tears are in your eyes. Come on and talk to me now. Don't be ashamed to cry. Let me see you through. 'Cause I've seen the dark side too. When the night falls on you, you don't know what to do. Nothing you confess could make me love you less. I'll stand by you. I'll stand by you. Won't let nobody hurt you. I'll stand by you. So if you're mad, get mad. Don't hold it all inside. Come on and talk to me now. Hey, what you got to hide? Well, I get angry too. I'm a lot like you. When you're standing at the crossroads, you don't know which way to turn. Let me come along. 'Cause even if you're wrong, I'll stand by you. I'll stand by you. Won't let nobody hurt you. I'll stand by you. Take me into your darkest hour, and I'll never desert you. I'll stand by you. And when the night falls on you, you're feeling all alone. You won't be on your own. I'll stand by you. I'll stand by you. Won't let nobody hurt you. I'll stand by you. Take me into your darkest hour, and I'll never desert you. I'll stand by you. Stand by you. I'll stand by you.
Quite a few of you got to hear Dr. Carol Carnes when she was here 2 weeks ago. So this is the second time that she is speaking for us. And all of you may not know like how blessed we are to have her with us. So I just want to, remind you, we have her book, Emerson and New Thought. It's available in the lobby, and today is a perfect day if you want to get her to sign it for you, if you'd like to pick one up. And it's only one of several books that she's written on New Thought. She's been a minister for a while in a few places. And I just feel really, really so happy that she is able to share her deep knowledge of our teaching with us here. So anyway, give her a hand. Let's welcome Dr. Carol.
Thank you. And thank you, Andrea. Beautiful. Both of you. Good morning.
Good morning.
It's wonderful to be back. It's such a great place. Around the world right now, there are New Thought centers that are meeting in places like this. Masonic halls, community centers, theaters. But for every place we meet on Sunday morning, it's a sanctuary. Not to retreat from life or get away, escape from the news, but to come together to coalesce some higher ideas than what we see on the news, to create a field, if you will, of consciousness that does not stay in the room. It goes with us when we leave and permeates life. We do make a difference. What Einstein said in what Morgan read was absolutely true. We make a huge difference. And so today I want to speak about Dr. Einstein in particular because he had a definite spiritual journey. And for the last month, I've been reading this book, I Am a Part of Infinity, by Dr. Kiernan Fox. But it's all about Einstein. It's beautifully written and amazingly researched. It's all about his spiritual journey. Einstein was called an atheist and or an agnostic, but both of those were wrong. He did not believe in traditional man-in-the-sky God of religion, but he definitely felt the presence of the more. You may remember when I was here 2 weeks ago, I quoted Dr. Christian monk, David Stendhal Ross, who said, the monk experiences God as the more, but not the separate. It's not a theological construct, it's an experience. Well, this is kind of what Einstein felt. What I found so fascinating about this particular account of his spiritual life was that, and I never knew this, and I imagine you didn't either, Dr. Albert Einstein, one of the greatest scientists we've ever had on the planet, wanted to create a cosmic religion. He wanted to create a religion that was all about our oneness with each other, with the universe, with nature, with the planet, that we cannot be separate from our source. And he also believed that there was one source for everyone, for everything, which is very much a part of our teaching. You really will start to recognize this. His cosmic religion was non-dualistic, and a non-dualistic understanding of existence. And you know, I think I talked about this last time, but religion has, its role was to explain the universe to people as they perceived it in the times that those religions came to be. And as Joseph Campbell said, they were for another time, another people. They don't necessarily work in today's world. Now, I want to qualify that. I'm not talking about devotees. I'm not talking about people who have a deep spiritual connection with life and with love and with their belief in God. I'm talking about the constructs, the theological constructs. I'm talking about superstition and dogma. And so Einstein and Dr. ErnestHolmes, who founded this teaching, are very definitely on the same page. It's really fascinating to me. As I read this book, I went, oh my gosh, and I bet Einstein never heard of this teaching because it was way before. But if he were alive today, he'd probably stand up and cheer. You and me and all of us who are in this, because this is what he wanted, was a spiritual teaching that included everybody. So at the turn of the century, we happened to be in the presence of the Dalai Lama, and we asked him, what is the most important thing for humans to know right now as we go into the 21st century? He said, the fact of our oneness, that would change everything. Einstein dismissed every one of the world's religions as beyond redemption. That was too radical for most people. I can be too radical for most people too when it comes to this topic because I think it's done a lot of damage. Not the intention, but the superstition and dogma. So that was too radical for most scientists, but he was very inclusive of people like Buddha, Jesus, and St. Francis of Assisi. He considered them enlightened beings. So it wasn't that he was throwing the baby out with the bathwater, as the old saying goes. But rather he said things like this: science without religion is lame, and religion without science is blind. And of course, the word religion, he means spirituality. Spirituality without science is lame. They go together. Science and spirituality are looking for the same thing that he was looking for, a unified field. They're looking for the source of all life. What causes the universe to burst into beingness and consciousness? How did consciousness even happen? People say, how did matter become conscious? I always say, how did consciousness become matter? That to me is a very interesting question. And that's what quantum physics is looking at largely. So he felt that science and spirituality were one and the same thing, each seeking to penetrate the mysteries of the universe and how we relate to the whole shebang. And there is a whole shebang. His cosmic religion demanded a quantum leap in consciousness. Now, something those of us in this teaching have been saying for many, many years. It's time for a quantum leap. My friend Barbara Marx Hubbard, who was a futurist, you may remember Barbara, she once agreed with me that what we are actually doing in New Thought, even though that may not seem like it to the casual observer, is we're redefining God or the source, taking it out of the sky, placing it within, which is a very risky thing to do in this world of superstition and dogmatic thinking. ErnestHolmes said, and this is exactly what Einstein would have said. ErnestHolmes said, I do not want to destroy religion, but to liberate it from superstition and dogma. That's the reason I teach this as well. So here's a quote from the book that I just referred to. Quote, since Einstein always aimed high, we shouldn't really be surprised that he was trying to formulate a religion for the future, rather than legitimatize religions of the past. That is a very powerful idea to think about. That was true of ErnestHolmes as well. In our organization over the years, I think we missed the mark on that one. We spent a lot of time trying to legitimatize other religions and trying to draw correlations when we weren't really pushing our teaching out front as the cosmic religion, the future religion without superstition and dogma. So our teaching has always been cutting edge. I mean, it just really is. And that has been a source of worry for some people, even some of our teachers who were afraid to challenge traditional religion. You know, if you look at what's going on in the world right now, it's a clash of religious ideas. It may not look like it. It may look like economics or politics, but it's all about what is God, where is it, who are we, how much power do we have as individuals? And it's a very potent time to be alive. My friend Dr. Jean Houston says, we were born for this, don't complain. There's a reason you're here right now with your mind and your full heart and your willingness to look at new ideas about everything. This is important. So in reading this book, Einstein, the way he described a cosmic religion, I was struck by how much it sounded like religious science, science of mind, what we call New Thought. Labels that were troublesome in the last century, but now seem prophetic. You know, I remember going to a minister's conference 30 years ago, and I stood up and said something like, I just read a survey about the most negative words in the English language to most people. And in the top 20 were religion, church, and science. And I said, we need to change our name. Well, a lot of us did. We became Centers for Positive Living, Centers for Spiritual Living. But now I'm wondering if maybe it isn't time for religious science to be in the forefront again. I mean, when you look at what Einstein wrote, it kind of makes sense. Not that we're going to do it, but it's just something to think about. What do we mean when we talk about our teaching? It's a spiritual teaching with science infused through it, philosophy, psychology, and the best of the enduring religious traditions. So it's a really wonderful teaching. So here are some of Holmes' comments about God that align with Einstein's vision. And this is one of my favorite things that Holmes ever said. God makes everything out of itself by becoming the thing it makes. What does that say about you? I mean, that's a big one. God makes everything out of itself by becoming the thing it makes. And so do we, with that power that's available to everyone that we use when we think. We become the thing we desire. In other words, we want love in our life, we become love. We become loving. We celebrate love, we express love, and then we feel all of a sudden we have it, and we notice that we are attracting loving people in our lives. God makes everything out of itself by becoming the thing it makes, and so do we. Here's another one, and this is actually an ancient saying, but to me, this really describes what God is. God is the power that makes all things new. It doesn't fix, repair, or even heal. Every demonstration is a brand new creation. That's in the textbook, Holmes' book. It doesn't repeat. It doesn't dole out rewards and punishments. When it acts as law, it's a neutral principle. It just responds to what it's given to do. It just creates what it's given to do. So if we are vitally alive and proclaiming it, our bodies begin to reflect that vitality. It's not that God is fixing our body. It's that we are allowing the vitality to come through us again, to be active in us, to be expressed by us. And we call it health. Or anything else. Cause and effect are natural laws, and God only makes new things where old ones had appeared. So we think of it as repetition sometimes, but it's not repeating. It's that we have created the old thing again. Does that make sense? We have recreated the old idea because we have not had a new thought about it or brought ourselves into alignment with that new thought. It's a new act altogether because cause is still intact. Largely, this teaching is about cause and what is it that allows us to have individualized experiences. It's that there's a cause within us. It's called what I believe. It's called consciousness. It's called my personal take on reality tends to become demonstrated in my life. And here's one I made up. But you might like this one. I invite you to say it out loud. God is the rest of me. God is the rest of me. The best of me. The not yet expressed of me. In other words, spirit within, the source within, is our quantum potential. It's an untapped potential, and everyone has this open field of possibility that we haven't tapped into yet. But we do more and more and more as we move away from old ideas about us being born in original sin or flawed or fallen or any of those things, and we begin to say, I am an expression of the source of all life. I am here to personify it. I'm here to individualize it, as Dr. Kate said. Are you a doctor? You should be. We are here to personalize this beautiful spirit and individualize it. Einstein very much admired Gandhi, who said, and this is a quote from Gandhi, God is not a power residing in the clouds. God is an unseen power residing within us and nearer to us than fingernails to the flesh. It is in every atom around us, about us, and in us, unquote. So while this concern with God and our image of it, because as I said last time, the God you believe in is your vote for the kind of world you want to live in. You see that happening everywhere right now, right? People are saying our way is the best way. No, our way is the best way. Our God is the God. All that. Those are beliefs, and they're changeable. And this is why this is such a potent time to be alive and so exciting. These beliefs are trying to get changed. This is why there's so much chaos. Have you noticed in your own life when you try to change an idea or belief, how things, you get a little shook up? It's like you try to go on a diet, and it works for about 3 days, and then the little voice says, you're fine. You don't need to do that. Have another cigarette, It's that's the way it works. So we stay with it. And that's what's happening in the world. It's a mind quake right now. And people are very unsettled. I'm going to read you something I wrote this morning, just because I think it's pertinent. I write a blog every morning called Living Consciously, which you can subscribe to. We are living amid massive change, and this is the part that's uncomfortable. What is underneath all the political infighting is a sea change in our thinking about what this life is and what our true place is in the universe. We are dismantling old ideas of God, and you know this is true because there's a whole generation or two that are absolutely not into any spirituality or any religious. They would love this if they could find it, if they knew we were here. Okay, so we're dismantling old ideas of God and the devil and all that rhetoric that was handed down to us from ancient times when most people were illiterate. I'm speaking of Western notions of religion, not so much the Eastern mystical traditions. Those ancient Hindu writings, those ancient Indian writings, they knew what they were talking about. They were very much on the page of the universe is alive and conscious and we're a part of it. The very foundation of reality we have built our lives on is shaky at best right now. This is a mind quake and we are unsettled. I just read that in Texas, every school will now be required to post the 10 Commandments. That is how much some people are grasping to keep their old beliefs alive. Not that there's anything wrong with the 10 Commandments, but it's, you know what I'm saying. Let's keep Christianity the way we've always thought of it. So if there isn't an alternative way of perceiving reality available, there's no reason to let go of the old, regardless of how restricting and ignorant it might be. That is why I am still teaching New Thought spirituality. It may not be the last word, and there might not even be a last word, but it is liberating, compassionate, empowering, and leads to a more equitable and loving world. We have got to get this teaching out into the world. How many people are here? 20, 30? There should be hordes of people. We should be trying to find more chairs. And I have had a big center in the past. I know how powerful it is when you get several hundred people together or thousands, loving this teaching and practicing it. Okay, where did I leave off? Look around and we will see, I already said that. The denial of the feminine, it's a whole other talk, I'm gonna do that someday. The denial of the feminine in our world is the result of ignorant interpretation of metaphor and symbolism. The current occupant of the White House, you know what he's doing right now? He's having the Rose Garden paved over.
No.
Now that is a denial of the feminine, denial of beauty, denial of Mother Nature. Just pave it over, he's putting up a bunch of flagpoles. Nothing beautiful, nothing of the natural world. This is the toxic masculinity that has been running this world for too long. And that's another talk. So for now, I'm going to celebrate this teaching, which is truly cosmic. I always say it's not theology, it's more of a cosmology. It's a look at the universe and our place in it. It's an evolving awareness. Sometimes I pick up the Science Mind book and I open it, and I've been reading it for 40 years. I'll say, I never saw that before. Or I'll say, oh, that's what he meant. Because I've evolved. I have grown my own awareness and my own acceptance of his ideas. So every class we take, every treatment we do, whether we give it or receive it, every idea we see manifested, every demonstration we make, anchors our soul and our mind in this moving feast of life. Anchors, and then we're happy to be here. You know, when you see your connection to the invisible, and you have a heart's desire, and it comes true in some form, are you not lit up? And you say, oh my gosh, I will never doubt this again. Of course you will, but then you go back, you go back and you keep building and evolving with every demonstration. It's really important. I want to read something right out of the book, if you'll bear with me a minute, that Einstein wrote, a couple of things, because he's talking about how hard it is to get people to practice these kinds of teachings, even if they know them. Let's see if I can find it. He says, the real difficulty, Einstein realized, the difficulty which has baffled the sages of all time is rather this: how can we make our teaching so potent in the emotional life of people that its influence should withstand the pressure of the elemental psychic forces in the individual? In other words, the little voice that says, go ahead and have another drink. He was amazing. Century after century, the same problem confronted every spiritual system seeking to elevate humanity. How to convince people to choose a higher path rather than coerce them into embracing it out of fear. You see, isn't that us? We don't do fear here. There's nothing to fear. A little more. In Einstein's words, to look upon social problems as so many opportunities for joyous service towards a better life. That's what we're here to do right now. The perennial problem, Einstein realized, was to help people see that moral conduct does not mean merely a stern demand to renounce some of the desired joys of life, but rather a sociable interest in a happier lot for all people. Don't you love Einstein now? One more thing. For Einstein, this wasn't some mystical mumbo jumbo. On the contrary, a feeling of empathy and interconnectedness with other animate beings was precisely what remained after the purging of religion of all its associated nonsense. What's left without superstition and dogma is the essence of the original teachings. And they were all beautiful in their original. They were all beautiful in their original. To embrace ahimsa, which is love for all, was simply to put into practice what he knew from his own highest personal experiences of the one. So, Einstein insisted that the most important element was wonder. And he said, how long has it been since you went out and looked at the night sky and were just blown away by the immensity of it? Or the sense that I'm a part of that, or the sense of I'm so small and it's so huge. Either way, both interesting realizations. The wonder of life, it's just a mystery. He said, life is not a mystery to be solved, it's to be lived. To live in the mystery and keep evolving. So, what can a wonder-filled mind do? Well, it's boundless. And so I affirm for each and every one of us here today that we have a reconnection to our beautiful teaching, that we allow ourselves to embrace the more of it, which includes a lot of the new science, that we allow ourselves to see ourselves as an important aspect of bringing positive change into the world. Every person we meet, every conversation we have, it's an opportunity to express the wonder of living in this life. I feel like doing a treatment. Just join me in knowing there is only one power, one source, one beingness, one something that is behind, underneath, within, and around everything. It is being everything, expressing as everything. Animal, mineral, vegetable, humanity, all beings everywhere throughout the universe are expressions of something beyond comprehension and yet so deeply personal. I know that each and every one of us here today has a deep realization of our place in the world right now and how important we are to the whole. We give ourselves over to the ideas that want to come through us, uniquely for us, by means of us, to bring more joy, love, and wonder into the world. That we are not here to convert anyone, rather to demonstrate what a belief in oneness can do and what a joy it can bring. And so we bless this place. We bless Reverend Kate and Reverend Maureen and all of the practitioners. We bless this teaching and everyone in it today around the world who are speaking of these truths in whatever setting they're in. We celebrate each other. This is our time. We were meant to be here. We give ourselves into it wholeheartedly with eager and cheerful expectation of a joyful return. And so we begin again, and so it is.
So it is.
Thank you.
Oh, whoa. My mama told me when I was young, we're all born superstars. She rolled my hair and put my lipstick on in the glass of her boudoir. nothing wrong with loving who you are, she said, 'cause he made you perfect, babe. So love your head up, girl, and you go far. Listen to me when I say I'm beautiful my way, 'cause God makes no mistakes. I'm on the right track, baby, I was born this way. Don't hide yourself in regret, just love yourself in yourself. I'm on the right track, baby, I was born this way. Yeah. Give yourself prudence and love your friends, so we can rejoice in truth. Love is legion of the insecure. I must give myself respect, my youth. A different lover is not a sin. Believe capital H I am. I love my life, I love this record and me, I'm a live. I'm beautiful in my way, 'cause God makes no mistake. I'm on the right track, baby, I was born this way. Don't hide yourself in regret, just love yourself in yourself. I'm on the right track, baby, I was born this way. Woo! No matter black, white, or beige, chola or Orient, babe, I'm on the right track, baby, I was born to be great. No matter gay, straight, or bi, lesbian, transgender life, I'm on the right track, baby, I was born to survive. Ooh, there ain't no other way, baby, I was born this way. Baby, I was born this way. Ooh, there ain't no other way, baby, I was born this way. Right track, baby, I was born this way.
And Billy, now it is time for us to have an opportunity to support the center. So we call it conscious giving. And if you look inside your program, please say along with me, divine love flowing through me, blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I am, and all that I give. I know this is so, and so it is. And this is the truth. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. Thank you, everyone. It's really true that we come together here and that what we do matters. I really appreciate the talk that Dr. Carol gave today. That, is so perfect for this day. So before we break for fellowship, I just want to give a closing treatment. So let's just give ourselves a moment to think about this truth that everything is spirit becoming. That spirit makes everything out of itself, including ourself. That we really are one with the one. And this is the truth that the great mystics have taught. And how wonderful to know that it's also rooted in science. The truth is the truth. Understanding this, accepting this, I declare and know that this spiritual something is beautiful, wonderful, joyous, love in expression. When I step out of these doors and I see the world of so many colors, the blue sky, even a gray sky, the green grass, even a gravel path. All around us, there is beauty and love in expression. I accept this as the truth, and I allow it to express in ever and ever greater, more loving, more positive, and more harmonious and creative ways. This is a new moment in our new life. This is the truth. I give thanks for it and invite you to know it along with me by saying together. And so it is.